Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. I would like to introduce myself. My name is Yesa Aida. My student number 2103050032. I'm from English Education Department in Maritim Raja Aliaji University. In this video, I will explain review the journal with the title Vocabulary Self-Collection Strategy. It is effective to improve vocabulary mastery achievement on senior high school students. The journal, written by Rizal Arisman from Universitas Dayanu Ihsanuddin. This journal was published on August 2021. This journal includes Journal of English for Academics. Thinking about the importance of vocabulary, then it needs to gain knowledge of ways the ideal method for learners to collect new vocabulary, so the mastering method within the classroom. The issues seen at the vocabulary-based levels of SMA Degree 4 Bau-Bau should hit fluency. English teacher introduced English vocabulary using translation and asked pupils to memorize it. Translation ought to be perfect because it has numerous phrases that the pupils may have verbally and no longer of word may be translated. For that reason, many students lose interest and become bored in studying vocabulary. Consequently, student vocabulary fluency could be very low due to the fact students have issue memorizing the new words which have been so in that they effortlessly forget about the phrases that have been learned every day. By knowing the problem faced by the student of SMA Degree 4 Bobo above, the researchers suggest a strategy to overcome them. The researchers used the self-vocabulary collection or VSS strategy to teach vocabulary to improve student vocabulary fluency. VSS was developed by Rado in 2005. It was implemented in class of 7th grade by school and graduate students. Anthony et al. 2014 stated that the goal of VSS to provide long-term instance for students to include new words by increasing their interest in targeting new topic words into the educational vocabulary over time. When students use VSS, they maintain their learning approach, find ideal words to use, expand their vocabulary, and pay attention to words. Martin 2015. In edition 100 in Putri 2012 show there are three benefits of adopting VSS. Making connection between new words and their meaning, growing student interest in new phrases, and growing student interest in learning and discovering the latest word. It turns out that VSS makes learning method more exciting and fun for students. Students will not get boring during an internet as they are now not only asked to answer questions related to their sexual content without any training, but can also be asked to examine the text to identify new and culturally important words. In addition, the teacher's involvement in supervising student through activities has a major effect on students' ability to check properly. The objective of this research was to find out whether there was a significant difference in vocabulary mastery between students who were taught using vocabulary self-collection strategy and those who were taught using a conventional method. Method they used a quantitative approach of quasi-experimental insight was used for this research. This entailed that these studies used groups of students, wherein one group changed into their as a control group and some other groups turn into handle as an experimental group. The students concerned in these studies were 11 grade students from SMA Grade 4 Balbo, where the total number were 1,084 students. The sample had been classified 4 as an experiment class and classified 7 as a control class with the total number were 60 students. They were selected as sample using the purposive clustering sampling technique. It means each group of students who had low vocabulary learning achievement had the opportunity to get collection as the sample of this research. To collect the data, this research needed an instrument. The instrument used was a vocabulary test. Find this research used a test at the annual research instrument. The researchers administer the phrases first, then does the treatment, and finally administers the post-test. 30 items of the multiple choice this must be answered by the student to find out their achievement before and after the implementation of BSS in mastering vocabulary. Data were analyzed using main treatment tests. The results indicate that the score of achieved sight to tell was 0.001, which was better than a 0.05. It means there was a significant difference in vocabulary mastery between students who were taught using vocabulary self collection strategy and those who were taught using conventional methods. Furthermore, based on the result of the engine test, it was found that the vocabulary self-collection strategy was more effective than the conventional method, primarily based on the end result of the data analysis as provided formally within the described analysis, supported through the hypothesis test and the effectiveness test. This research concludes that there is a significant difference in the achievement of vocabulary proficiency among students as that they are taught use self-taught vocabulary collection strategy and that who are taught through the conventional approach. It may be seen inside the frame score of the process in which inside an experimental class it is 79.67 and it is categorized as a good. It means the student gain an awesome comment out of vocabulary after being taught using the vocabulary calculation strategy. For contrast, the mean posted score in the control class is 69.83 and is classified as bare. It reveals that the students have an appropriate achievement in vocabulary mastery after being taught using conventional methods. Moreover, the result of the efficiency test concludes that the vocabulary subtraction approach is greater effective than conventional approach. From the end result of the engine test, it may be regarded that the mean score within the experimental class is 47.75% and it is 25.12% within the control class. Observing the result of each group, this research suggests to use the vocabulary collection strategy in teaching vocabulary. Saying it is better to improve students' vocabulary mastery achievement than the conventional method. I think that's all review journal for me. I hope it's useful. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.